Picture this. You've been dreaming of a much-needed getaway. You close your laptop at the end of another grueling workday and decide, that's it. I'm booking a flight. Somewhere warm, somewhere exciting. You open a cheap flight website that promises unbeatable deals. The skies are calling, and those low prices, oh, they seem heaven sent. After scrolling for what feels like a lifetime, you spot it, a flight to the destination of your dreams at an absurdly low price. Jackpot. You click book now without hesitation, filling in your payment details faster than you can say bon voyage. But then it happens, something's off. A screen pops up saying, oops, this price is no longer available. Suddenly the same flight is 40% more expensive. Confused but desperate to secure your seat, you grudgingly pay the inflated price, cursing yourself for not acting sooner. Well, here's the thing. You didn't miss the deal. That error, it's a scam, one of many you might encounter on those so-called discount flight websites. Let's pull back the curtain on the world of cheap flight platforms and how they lure you in only to manipulate their way into your wallet. First, we have the bait and switch game. This is the one you probably just experienced. These websites boast impossibly low fares to make you click, but most of the time, those prices never even exist. It's a trap. The moment you click and commit to purchasing, the price magically changes due to sudden demand. Here's a secret. That demand, it's fake. Many budget flight websites use bots to simulate increased user activity, creating a false sense of scarcity. It's a tactic designed to make you act quickly, out of fear that the deal might vanish forever. And here's where it gets worse. Even after you pay for the higher fare, there's no guarantee you'll actually get the flight you think you just booked. Some sites sell you reservations that aren't confirmed with the airline yet. If the airline refuses the booking, you'll get an apologetic email explaining the situation. And your only option is either to accept store credit or pay even more money to rebook. You're left stranded and they're laughing all the way to the bank. Imagine this. You finally secure your flight at a somewhat decent price. You're relieved, excited even. But then you get into the nitty-gritty of the checkout process. Suddenly, the site starts ticking boxes for you. Checked luggage, add $50. An in-flight meal, there's $20 more. Seat selection, that'll cost you. Even basic travel services like SMS notifications mysteriously turn into overpriced extras that are pre-selected during checkout. By the time you untick your way to a reasonable fare, the process has left you exhausted and suspicious. That's no accident. They're banking on you letting your guard down and keeping at least a few of those costly extras in frustration. In other words, fatigue makes you less cautious. But wait, there's more. Let's talk currency conversion fees. Say you find an incredible deal, punch in your payment details, and complete the booking. 2 hours later, you check your credit card statement, only to discover you've been charged more than the displayed price. What happened? That's the currency conversion trap. Some cheap flight websites process transactions in foreign currencies without making it abundantly clear. You think you're paying in your local currency, but their vague disclaimers lead to hefty conversion fees slapped on by your credit card provider. Remember, they know most people won't notice or even question these charges until it's far too late. Then there's the flexibility fee, which is designed to sound like a favor. They tell you you'll have the option to adjust your ticket later for a modest fee. Seems reasonable, right? Wrong. If you ever try to use that flexibility, brace yourself. You'll find endless restrictions, absurd penalties, and fees that seem to dwarf the cost of your original ticket. Oh, and refunds? Don't even think about it. Half these platforms make refunds so convoluted and time-consuming that most people just give up. And voila, they keep your money. And let's not forget cookies. No, not the warm, gooey kind. Websites track your browsing activity to inflate prices in real time based on your search history. Ever noticed how ticket prices tend to skyrocket the second or third time you look them up? That's because cookies let these platforms see your desperation. They know you're likely to buy that flight even at a higher price since you clearly keep checking. By the way, clearing your browser cookies or using incognito mode is a solid counter strategy. But more on countering their tricks later. Oh, and here's a real kicker. Fake customer service numbers. If no, when something goes wrong with your booking, you frantically search for help. Many of these sites provide fake or unresponsive customer service numbers, sending you in circles until you just give up or pony up the cancellation/rebooking money yourself. It's the ultimate insult. Your problem becomes their profit. Now let's talk about data harvesting. While you're painfully navigating all these extra charges and traps, these platforms are quietly gathering your personal information. Ever wondered why a sudden flood of travel-related ads stalks your social media after you use one of these sites? Yep, your data is their cash cow. They track your preferences, your budget, even your travel habits, and sell that information to third parties without batting an eye. So what can you do to protect yourself? First, understand that if a flight deal looks too good to be true, it probably is. Stick to booking directly with reputable airlines when possible. Their pricing policies are usually more transparent, and you'll have direct support if things go sideways. Second, always read the fine print. These sites bury their traps in the terms and conditions, unethical but not outright illegal. Arm yourself with information. Third, use tools to your advantage. Price comparison platforms like Google Flights don't sell you tickets. They just aggregate the data, making it easier to cross-check accuracy. They're not foolproof, but they're a safer alternative. Fourth, if you must book through a third-party site, do your research. Read reviews, check for complaints, and scrutinize refund policies before you commit. Don't let convenience trick you into making an uninformed decision. And lastly, stay vigilant against dynamic pricing. Use an incognito browser and clear your cookies regularly during your search. Even better, use a VPN to mask your location entirely. Cheap flight websites may promise paradise, but the journey they lead you on is often a nightmare in disguise. It's time to stop falling for their tricks and start flying smarter. Because here's the truth. The cheapest ticket isn't always the best deal. Sometimes the real cost is one you don't see up front, and by the time you realize it, it's already too late. So the next time you're tempted by a glowing promise of discount airfare, remember, the skies might be calling, but not every plane is worth boarding.